In this video, we're going to learn about the vocabulary times as many. You're going to see this in word problems, so it's important that you understand what times as many means so that you can solve problems. So when I see times as many, I know it's a way of comparing. It's telling me the difference between two different amounts. It's going to tell me one amount, and then the other amount is times as many. So when I'm thinking about times as many and I want to model what that means, I can draw a tape diagram. But since this is a way of comparing, then I'm going to make two different tape diagrams because I'm going to show one amount and then the other one so that we can compare them. So let's look at an example. 3 times as many. So I have 2 stickers. Mrs. Zander has 3 times as many stickers. So I already know that we're comparing my stickers to Mrs. Zander's stickers. So that's what I mean when I say comparing. So I drew that I have 2, because remember we're going to make 2 different models. So here's mine. Now I have to think, what does it mean if Mrs. Zander has 3 times as many? And what it means is that she has mine, only she has that 3 times because she has 3 times as many. So let's look at what that looks like. Here's my 2, and now she has that 3 times. So here's my 2 one time, my 2 another time, my 2 another time. So that's what 3 times as many is. So if I have 2 stickers, 3 times as many is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's do a little bit of practice. In your journal, I want you to write down 3 squares like I have, and we're going to practice times as many. So go ahead and pause the video to draw your 3 squares. All right, so now I want you to think about, draw another length that is 2 times as many. So I know we're comparing, so you need to draw a separate stack or a separate length. So go ahead and pause the video to draw another length that is 2 times as many. So if you did that correctly, you drew another one down here and you showed this 2 times. 1 time, 2 times. So let's talk about what this looks like in a word problem. So I have a word problem and I'm going to use the RDW strategy. So it says, Sherry's garden has a width of 4 meters. The length is twice the width. What is the perimeter of the garden? So when I read, which I just did, I also have to think, what does it say? What do I know and what am I looking for? So I read it, so now I'm going to think, what do I know? Well, I know the width is 4 meters. And I know I have to find the perimeter of the garden, but I don't know what the length is because it just says the length is twice the width. So I don't know what that is. I have to find that out. So now I'm going to do the draw method. And when I draw, I know this is a comparison because I have twice the width or 2 times as many. So I'm going to have to make 2 different tape diagrams. So I drew one for the width, and it says Sherry's garden has a width of 4 meters. So I put a 4 because I already know that. So remember, I'm not drawing the garden right now. I'm making a tape diagram first, and this strategy is going to help you. So now I have to think, what is the length? I don't know that part yet. And it says the length is twice the width, or it's 2 times as many as the width. So when I draw that, I'm going to make that 4 2 times because this is 2 times as many as that. So now that I've made my tape diagram, I can start thinking about what that means. So I know my width is 4 and my length is 8, and it's 8 because I had 2 4s, 2 times as many 4s. So now I'm going to make my garden, and I'm going to show the width is 4 and the length is 8. So go ahead and pause the video and talk to your partner. How did I find the width And how did I find the length? So the last step is the write. So now I need to write that equation. And the question's asking, what is the perimeter? So I'm going to write length plus width plus width. And I have to think about how to figure that out. So really, it's just 8 plus 4 plus 4. So if I add that all up, 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 4 more is 20, plus 4 more is 24. The perimeter is 24. So I want you to go ahead and do this ticket to group. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to read it. And I want you to think, what does it say? What do you know? What do you need to know? So Mrs. Gillis's pool has a width of 4 feet. The length is 4 times the width. What is the perimeter of her pool? Go ahead and pause the video and think about, what does it say? What do you know? What do you need to know? All right, now this is a comparison because I see that 4 times the width. So I know I need to draw 2 different tape diagrams. So go ahead and pause the video and draw your 2 tape diagrams to show the comparison. And the last part is, what is the perimeter of her pool? Write the equation to solve. Make sure you have this done in your journal because you're going to need to bring it to group.